seconds. He may jump the clock and be disqualified for an extra penalty lap, and he does. It'll be the Executive to finish, to start out this boat that you're looking at right now, the Tempest, did what the Budweiser did earlier today. He's jumped the clock. He's third. He is not first, Sam.
Well, Scott Pierce had it just about there. He was about a boat length away, but like I said earlier today, you can be the hero or you can be the goat there. And he just hooked it out, Jim. Pierce hooked the Tempest down on that turn, went sideways. Let's see what happens. He's going slow. Now George Johnson coming up on the outside.
He picked it up. He was really close to the start, but we've got him as jumping the clock, which means he'll get an extra penalty lap. First place will be taken over now by the Executone with George Johnson. The Miss Rock down here at our starting line has just started out and is now an official starter. He just went by our screen left to right. He hooked in the beginning. This boat is currently riding in third place. Actually fourth, because the Rock did make an official start now. This boat is now fourth place instead of first.
That's right, and as they go in there, Pierce and the Tempest on the inside. Johnson, you should see him. There he comes. George Johnson in the Executone on the outside to come down here. It looks like he could challenge for the lead as they head here for the starting line at the end of lap number 1.
George Johnson is the blue boat on the left side of your screen. Now takes over and passes the Tempest, but he is the official starter anyway. He's the official first place because he was on time at the start. So George Johnson, the Executone, Bill Rooster's boat, out of Seattle, can maintain this lead. Has just completed lap number 1. If he can go that way for 4 more laps, Sam, he'll move in and fill out the final field of 6 starters.
95 miles an hour on that lap for our lead boat. Pierce on the inside. He's right now running in 4th position. Johnson on the outside. He's our leader as they go up the backstretch. Johnson has a lot more horsepower than that Executone boat, and you should see him strengthen his lead here right now. Yes, he is. He's pulling away about a second and a half ahead of the Tempest there, as you see it there, about 200 to 300 yards as George Johnson has the lead in the beautiful blue and white Executone hull.
Our final field of Atlas Van Lines, Miss Budweiser, the Squire Shop, Frank Kennedy, and American Speedy Printing. Those 5 boats are in the final, and this boat here, the winner, if this boat can maintain the lead, the Executone, he would be the 6th in the final field of 6 for all the marbles on our next seat of action here on ESPN. George Johnson.
And as he does this, Jim, Johnson comes out wide there. Pierce is keeping the inside lane, cutting in there. He forced Johnson to go wide.
Two laps down. This lap is only lap number 1 for the Tempest. He's penalized an extra lap, so he's only finishing his first official lap, while this boat is on lap number 3. That's Executone, George Johnson, down in corner number 1. Second place right now is, I believe, the Kawaguchi Special. Third is the Miss Rock, who got away. He just passed the Kawaguchi, so now he takes over officially second place.
Here you see Leland in the boat that he built. Ed Carrollson in Seattle built it. Fred Leland owns it, drives the truck, works on the engines, and does everything. They call him the last of the independents in hydroplane racing.
In our final field, we mentioned the Squire Shop Special. That camp has won it twice in a row. Last 2 years here, the Squire Shop team has been the winner. Earl Hall, handling the boat for the very first time, was asked by Sam Cole before today's race. He thought that he, the rookie, could make it 3 in a row for Squire Shop.
Earl, if anybody's got it riding on their shoulders today, it's got to be you. Your boat's won here 2 years in a row with 2 different drivers. Bob Stiles seems pretty content that it's going to be 3 in a row.
Well, I hope that I can offer Bob his 3 in a row for 83. But, you know, in the past years, there have been a lot of circumstances that have led up to the victory, and everybody here is running real strong this weekend, so it just remains to be seen.
What about you, Earl? You went back east, came back with a lot of good luck. 3rd place in the National High Point standings right now. Everything the Squire Shop has been a learning experience. You as a rookie, are you ready to put your foot in it today?
Well, I think so. You know, we're glad to get out here and get some good water. And in the past, out on the east, we've almost been fighting the rivers as much as we've been fighting the other boats. So I think you'll see everybody speeds up considerably out here, and ours included.
You talked about the breaks of racing a moment ago and alluded to that fact. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Who's there when the checkered flag falls?
Well, true, but the same thing could happen to us that happens to someone else attrition-wise. And, you know, last year with the untimely accident of the Budweiser, they were out of the race in the final. And, you know, I understand Atlas was having some problems. But nevertheless, you know, we're just as susceptible to problems as they are. So we just have to wait and see what happens.
3/4 of a lap to go for this boat, the Executive, with George Johnson out of the greater Seattle, Washington area. As he comes down the back chute, the checker flag is waiting, and this boat, the Executive, owned by Bill Wooster and a group out of Seattle, will then join the final field of the Atlas Van Lines, the Miss Budweiser, the Squire Shop, Frank Kenny Toyota, and American Speedy Printing.
You know, Jim, as you watch Fred Leland go through here, he's our second place boat in this heat right now. And it's amazing. Johnson is running 95-mile-an-hour laps. Leland's running laps of 105 miles an hour. If he hadn't had mechanical difficulties before the start of the heat, who knows what would have happened, because right now you see the Miss Rock and Fred Leland blister up that backstretch. He's running laps at about 10 miles an hour faster than the Executone, which is going to be our winner.
And the checker flag is out for George Johnson, and he takes it to enter the final field by winning this, the consolation. And you can see that right hand snap up as he looks up at Lee Shannon to say, I got it, and I'll make the final field. So the official order of finish, Sam, is not really that important, but here comes our second place boat. That'll be the Miss Rock, as Fred Leland is running, as you said, 105-mile-an-hour laps, and is running faster than the leader, but got a late start because of engine problems.
And a big wave there, Fred Leland out of Seattle, Washington, in the Miss Rock, the KISW. He'll take second place. Third place will go to Scott Pierce aboard Chuck Hickling's Tempest. And in fourth, it'll be the Kawaguchi Travel and Will Muncie.
And our final field will be the Atlas Van Lines, Miss Budweiser, Squire Shop, Frank Kenny Toyota, American Speedy Printing, and the Executone. And we'll be back with that run for the money, the final heat, the championship heat of the Columbia Cup, in just a moment.